Peace to all the gods and all the goddesses, and those who are on the journey to being chosen, and all people are chosen. If you don't know about my channel is called Conscious of All Things University, where your consciousness is something to be heard, something to be felt, something to be inspired by, because all things are art. So what I do is, I'm an Aquarius, so I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of things that run across my mind as I track what's going on in America. But anyways, getting down to the nitty gritty, this is a conscious thought for the black community. I think we need to control more of land. Controlling more of land gives you the opportunity to get in agriculture and grow your own food and become your own sustaining community, and merging with with your neighbors or other communities will only make a powerhouse, because if everybody's growing their own food on their own land, and it's all whole food basically, you feel me, then your supply and demand will increase. But long story short, controlling agriculture, we need to push that more. We need to push owning more land. It's important that owning land and then creating produce from your land is necessary, because the earth grows everything. The earth will nurture anything that you put in the ground. You feel me? And I don't think that a lot of people don't understand the importance of that shit. Because one thing about it, like right now, we're in a recession, right? So if we fall deeper in a recession, that's gonna change the trajectory of how people and things will then start going. Crime is gonna go up, because if people can't eat, then people will do things in a forceful way to get food or to make money to get food. So that means crime is gonna increase. If you steal, you're then gonna be somebody who's in the streets every day, all day, looking for something to steal. If you're a robber, you're gonna be looking for people to rob. If you're a scammer, you're gonna be looking for more people to scam. So I think to contain and control a recession, this is for like those who are in government. You must lower the price of land. You must give more access to land buyers, and stop saving it up for the elites. They're the ones causing the inflation, because they have these companies that suck all the resources dry of every continent, and then it all balls in a ball, and it has a domino effect. All the chips start falling eventually. Correction has to happen. So owning more land is important, because if you control the goods, why do, as black people, we only understand this shit when the elites and those who are power are doing this shit? Don't you understand, if they control all the farms and all the food, they control how the population manage. It's a cause and effect. So then they have fucking power over the massive people, and they can control minds and bodies. If they want the people to go into a fucking purging era, they can with just a snap of a finger, because they control all of what you're trying to get. So if they control the food, the population, not the population, but if they can control agriculture and the import and export of these goods, then you're doomed. We're doomed. People are doomed. And you're not going to be able to do anything about it, because you don't have any power. You don't have anything to hedge against it. The best hedge against a recession, or just taking yourself off grid from the matrix grid, is self-efficiency. Growing your own food. owning your own land so you can build a community. Get those who want to follow you, women and men, and have kids and grow your own society. And the more you grow, the more land you accumulate. And then a whole generation or a whole society will then create. It's gonna take time. It's gonna have to build. So you must own land, because if you don't own any land to grow your own food, to build your own society and create your own data from inside of your camp, then you have no hedge against anything that these elites and these 1%ers are doing out here. You're gonna have to fight against everything that they do, and you have no power. So you must grow your own food. And I'm talking to self when I make these videos too. It's just a reflection. I'm reminding myself, because we must track what can help us and get us off of their system, to be able to recognize and see the same thing that they doing, we can do. It's just gonna have to come from ground up. That's cool. It has to build. Process has to happen. The more your population grows into your society, the more people are there to come with ideas on how to make your community different, better, stronger for the future and those who will come in the next gen. It's important. And I think we need to wake the fuck up. A lot of us need to wake the fuck up. I don't know nothing, but as I experience and I track what the fuck this shit is going and how it's going, where it's going, all it takes is for the house to be a house. If the house ain't unified, if the house is not seeing eye to eye, if the house is not working together, then you're gonna lose the battle. Because once everyone separates, then every individual is gonna accumulate different battles, which then it may pull them, it may suck them and swallow them up, and they may never be able to come back from it. So differences, working differences in the house and unifying is first, because you're gonna need strength. You're gonna need those who you can trust, and if you can't trust them, try to make it handle your differences in order to move on to gain that and build and be able to master putting differences aside, if they can be like kind of, you know what I'm saying? Because out here in this world, and if we don't start creating our own societies, when you go outside and leave the house, or as soon as you open your gate to leave, you are outnumbered. You are trapped by every other society that maybe don't know you, that's against you, thinks they're better than this group, and then, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be ready. You have to build. You have to strategize and see what it is for real, because what it is what we're seeing. Everything that we're seeing is what it is. And then we're in a recession. We've been in a recession. We've been in a recession before this shit even like kind of said recession. You feel me? But those top 1%, they contain that news because they control all of it. So they hold that. We've been in a recession a year ago, 2 years ago. It's been a recession. Going on 2.5 years now. Just think about it. You know when you're in a recession, even without the news saying it, when it takes more dollars to buy something small. Whenever you start buying goods, or when you get paid and you go in these stores and you notice you only bought 1 or 2 items and they costed damn near $12 to even pay for it, that's a sign of there's a recession coming or something is coming. So pay attention to that. when it takes more dollars for something so small, and the news haven't broadcasted it yet, but you're noticing that, damn, you just had almost $500. You only bought a couple items, and that $500 seemed like you only had $150 in your pocket. You feel what I'm saying? That's a sign to detect what's going on with the dollar and where the economy going when it takes more money for you to come out your pocket for something so small. So you must so that tells you something. You're gonna have to continue working in order to continue buying. If you're not continue working, which you don't want to, because I'm pretty sure it's something that you don't want to do because you didn't create it. And if you didn't create it, then you are being controlled now. What time you go in, get off, it's sucking your energy, and but you're gonna be forced to do it because you're gonna say, damn, I got a family, I gotta do this shit. But that's the Hunger Games. That's what the Matrix is for. It was created for you to not see anything else, and for you to feel like this is the only way that I can process or obtain any funds or any source of currency in order to sustain in this society. You know what I'm saying? So they don't broadcast the shit that you really need to be getting and investing in, and they hide it for their buddies so their buddies can come in and eat it all up. And then by the time they done ate it all up, they're gonna throw it back on the market with margins, and it's all the prices is stupid hype. Only their rich friends can get this shit. And you left with no resources, no nothing, no funds, no nothing. The banks is in cahoots with fucking the politics. You feel me? So the banks are the ones controlling this shit, to be real. The banks. These politicians, they go to the banks, the rich banks, and those bankers are the ones that's twisting and turning these fucking laws because they control the monetary system. If you control the food, you control the population. If you control the monetary system, you still control the population, because every country, if they're in business, must use the US dollar. And if they don't use the US dollar, and look at America, if they don't use the US dollar, then America says, well, we don't want to do business with you because you're a Chinese country or you're an African country, and you're using your currency, and we want you to use our currency. So if you don't use our currency and you want to do business in the US, it must be in US dollars. You feel what I'm saying? America do business in other countries, and they don't switch their money, the American dollar, to African dollars or Chinese dollars or Indian dollars. So look how prejudiced and racist that shit is. So so the game rigged up. It's the Matrix. It's working on the codes that they're writing in these laws. The codes are in these laws that give these motherfuckers permission to come in and smear a campaign on the people. You feel what I'm saying? And then once they have a fucking congressional hearing about this shit, they're not doing nothing but flipping through where it says, okay, well, we passed this into this bill, but we may have bent it a little bit. They still get it passed and go about their business. Crazy. So self-efficiency will sustain having to always use their system and knocking on their door. Because knocking on their door means you got to go to the store to buy everything that these motherfuckers control. And they control everything. You feel what I'm saying? The agriculture, housing. They got laws on all type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's just crazy. So we got to get back to it. Black power thought, conscious thought for the black community and all those who hear it and see what I'm saying. Those who don't, those who just keep going. This ain't even for you. This ain't your vibration. This ain't where to stop at. Cause we ain't entertaining nothing that's, you feel me, ain't thinking about 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 150. Cause everything that is moving in this world telling you where it's going and how far it will go. Look at it. Look at what the top 1% invest in. Look what they moving on. Look what they short. Look what they buying. All that. If you study the moves, if you see what they doing, and you got to keep your eye on them. Because if you don't keep your eye on them, they always moving. They move fast. They buy this and hand it off to their buddy. Then I made a couple dollars off for it. He handed it to his buddy till it's nothing left. And by the time anybody recognizes it, it's all in pieces. And it's like data going through the shredder. They done came in, fucked the people, put it through the shredder, and CIA, FBI, NSA, and all the motherfuckers can't find a thread of what these motherfuckers just did to the American people, my nigga. Crazy. A bunch of crooks running the world. And they ain't perfect. No one's perfect. But when it comes to the control of the masses, the people that are on this earth, they're arresting people for smoking pot. You feel me? It's not really something to be like throwing niggas in handcuffs, letting them spend 5 years in jail for, when these top 1% are breaking the very laws that they're governed to protect. And most of them are racist, but they're still running and they are occupying seats. That tells you something. Families and those who they pick and choose are inviting these motherfuckers in and giving them. You feel me? While the other side has to climb the ladder, get kicked down, climb the ladder again, get kicked down, and make all type of bridges and borders with these laws and bills. You gotta have this, gotta have that, gotta have this, gotta have all that. But they didn't get it like that though. They ain't get it like that. They got it the robbery way. And it's so easy for them. They done shifted the game. It's so easy for them that all they got to do is put it in the bill. Put it in the next bill, page 1,000, 1,200. It's waiting in the back. Ain't nobody got time to read all that. The American people don't. Because they like, man, what does all this shit mean? You feel me? So you got to study these motherfuckers' wave. You got to always study wave. Study human nature, period. Because studying human nature, you're allowing yourself to analyze yourself for one, and what everything about you and other human beings, and keep track of what they like, how they like it, what they will do to get what they like, how far they will go to get or obtain what they like, and what steps they would take to do all of this. And the moves they make tells you where their minds are, what attack they're using, or what or where they're trying to attack, or where they're trying to change. So tracking is necessary. So we must build human beings, more human beings. This is why you need to create your own society, so you can build like they do in China. They make them focus heavily on education. They can kind of control the population and make them, they structure. More Americans, more black communities need to have more tight structure and build military mind of our next gen, while sharpening ourselves. Because the more we sharpen ourselves, reading, tracking, it becomes of us, and we do it daily, and we'll pick up the habit to start reading. We got to do the science out this motherfucker. We got to be the scientists out this motherfucker. You got to. You can't be out here and you still gonna slip, because it's a big world and so many people moving around and so many things going through your head and your mind. You're having so many emotions, so you got to have control in so many areas that build you or break you. So you got to be conscious and awareness. That's why I say conscious of all things, and conscious of all things is an infinite process of going to understanding more as you experience, as you see, as you feel. We got to be our own scientists, our own Nikola Teslas. We got to be our own, you feel me? We don't got to be like, got to get this shit going. Because they're going to be running the game a long time if don't nothing come look at them eye to eye. For real. Because the more time go by, you see that they tools that the 1% and all their buddies, the tools that they're coming up with and the tools that they're using are more potent than what it used to be. Now they have the technology. It's something good. It's something that has changed something in the human society, but it also plugs you in to the point to where it has you living in its world. And the things that are being broadcasted, the type of things that are being broadcasted shows you what the tech world wants to put in a mainstream and in front to confuse and cause misdirections. So their tools are getting more, oh, I like it. And then on the other end of the stick, it's completely destroying the human society and the human race, and it's hypnotizing them. So about time these motherfuckers create something bigger, better, and they present it to the world, then it's game over. Game over. After a while, these phones gonna be like reading eye. You'll be able to unlock your phone just by looking. Like you already can do the face unlock shit, but you'll be able to hook your motherfucking. They're gonna be able to hook to your consciousness. Download the app, nigga, and you tapped in. You feel me? So, most definitely, man, creating, finding ideas of creation and creating things. Gonna be a process. And the crazy part about it, like I be telling my folks, you know, cause I'm Aquarius, so like I say, like my mind have so many things moving in it. And it's like, they are all good things. And I'm conscious of all of these things because I'm seeing them move. It used to be one point of time where I couldn't understand what was happening or what was this thing on me, right? And it's like coming to understand self. It used to be a time where I couldn't like grab what was all of these thoughts and these things. But as I started kind of slowly paying attention to self and trying to master paying attention, and this comes from hyper awareness, so that means paying attention to self and trying to understand self, why this mood is here, why I made this to sit, like all type of things, which comes from the mind, analyzing your consciousness of why certain thoughts or certain things are happening and why certain actions were performed at this certain time. You must track yourself like that and understand human nature, and astrology helps with that a lot. But yeah, just analyzing self kind of gives you like that trackers, like the Indians used to do, like track. I mean, many cultures do this. The Indians, they track. They grab the dirt and smell the dirt, or they just see certain shapes in the dirt that tells them something was there. Then they analyze the shape, the size, how big can it be. That gives them visualization of how much weight or how tall or how heavy this thing that they're tracking is. So they have to use the rest of their science from this small thing that they're seeing right now to understand what's ahead, so they know the proper tool to use and how strong of a tool they need to use, how flexible it has to be, how sturdy it, like all of that. So it's like we're tracking, living, molding, creating, like so many battling, so many battles, but it makes you though. It makes you, and it only shapes you to be able to calculate and notice certain things, because there's a lot of human beings in this world, and we're not all the same, and our thoughts and our consciousness of different consciousness and different thought processes is the unique thing of trying to understand how the mind is working, what that person had to be thinking, what was their actions to get these thoughts, and how these thoughts are being interpreted and looked at for them to make that decision on how to do it, where to start, and where to look. You know what I'm saying? So turning yourself into a tracker is a good thing. And staying informed on information. Information is important. And information is being every day. It's every day. So you must like pick up that habit of like staying informed, even if it's just an hour, 2 hours, you gotta stay informed. Even if you don't watch like certain things, still watch it, because all of these networks and platforms, they all have something to say, and you'll see what they disagree with, what they like, and what they disagree with, they'll display. Sometimes they'll display it, or sometimes they'll ignore it. It works both ways. Like they'll show it, don't show it. They'll talk about it, don't talk about it. But you'll stay informed on what's happening from different things and different networks, because everybody is talking about something. Something is being said. A lot of things are being disagreed upon. A lot of things are being agreed upon. So you see what and which group is moving with certain groups, and you see who's picking sides, and you see what sides people are standing on. So you must know, because wherever there's groups, there's more information than attacks, and information controls attacks. Attacks are engineered from information, because without information, America don't want to drop the bomb on that cave that Bin Laden would be or was. They want the one that he in, so they know that they hitting direct target, or by the time they hit that target, all the rubble are trapping, where they can go in and swoop, and they got their man. So you must strategize and be strategic. And being strategic is shutting your mouth, or just keeping silent and controlling emotions, so your emotions won't alert that person or this certain group to attack, because they see you emotional. So if someone sees that you are disranged in a way, it'll predict whether they should attack or start causing more chaos and confusion your way. You know what I'm saying? So you must be conscious of the mind, because attacks come from all things and all angles, and it comes from even the closest motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? The closest motherfucker to you will strategize on how to take you down, destroy you, even if it's emotionally. You're self-aware, they will destroy it. So you must study those who are like that. You know what I mean? And your eyes and your ears and your intuition and your feel is your biggest weapon out here. So you must not always be in crowds where you can be trapped or innocent bystander. I'd rather take the back of the bus. I'd rather be solo, scrapped up and solo, and watching everything that's wild, studying how I'm gonna make my little society and my little thing going on. You know what I'm saying? or linking up with like-mindeds to create this space that we have in common.